All right, everyone. Just wanted to take some time to just share with you three quick scenarios for the open tonight. Um, as you know, it's going to be a very critical week leading up to everything that has happened last week. So I just wanted to share three quick scenarios and how you prepare for them going into the trading week. So the first thing that could happen at 6 p.m. Is that because we saw that the move from last week was not fully completed. For example, if you look at the H23, you saw here that it had a lower high. The lower low was not completed last week. If you go to smaller time frames like the 3 hour, you'll notice that the lower low was not completed. It did do a high, which you will see here. Going to the 2 hour, you will see a high here, which is the high of the week, which is synonymous with what has happened every week for the past 3 months. You'll see that the lower high, it bought up to the lower high. This is where you take a profit. And then if you're selling the retracement, you sell back to the lower low, which is a higher low on a larger time frame, so you can buy again. All right. So that's scenario number one. The next scenario that we could potentially see happening is the market actually does a quick push towards the high, completing the lower high of the week, which is going to be a fake move. A lot of people will react to that move, and they would actually think that that is going to be the major move of the week. So if you're a buyer, that would actually cause you to go into the market actually earlier than you would really have want to. So if you look at the 2 hour, for example, you'll notice that the 2 hour finished here on Friday with a lower high in London session. Okay, the market could open, volatility could push this further up just to complete that lower high, trapping early buyers into thinking that that's the move of the week. Okay, once that happens and they get trapped, the market will drop to complete that lower low, which is what I mentioned to you in the early video. So the second scenario is quick spike up to complete that lower high, trapping buyers into thinking that that's the move of the week before dropping to complete the lower low, which I spoke about in scenario one. And then, of course, the third scenario that could happen for the beginning of this market is that the market just opens purely in consolidation mode. Now, if that happens, the market is neither making higher lows or lower highs. Sorry, it's neither making higher highs or lower lows. It's just trapped in that range of higher lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs. That's the zone where a lot of people will lose their money. That is the zone that you are not trying to trade. You're waiting for that clear breakout signal so that you'll be able to take your lower lows, which would be equivalent to your higher lows on your largest time frame, and then buy the trend. Or what you would do is that once you get that fake breakout, which is that fake buy, if you're a retracement seller, then you continue down to complete that higher low before buying again. So it's important that you watch all of those scenarios. But just to maintain your edge, most traders obviously, especially after last week and everything like that, they will chase the first move. They're going to react emotionally, and then of course they're going to get trapped in volatility. Okay. For me and for those who follow the AuberStrategy, we're going to wait, we're going to observe, and we're only going to execute at the structure. So we're only either going to buy those higher lows. And of course, if you're a retracement seller, you're going to be selling to those lower lows. Okay. So again, the drop is going to be setting up the formation. Two, the spike is going to be a potential trap for those early buyers. And of course, consolidation, if we see that at the beginning of the market, that equals no trade. So you just basically want to wait Watch the markets keenly. Don't rush. You still have 5 days with which to actually trade. So don't rush the move. Be patient. Wait for those setups. Have a wonderful trading week, guys. And listen, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Let's grow this channel together. Let's grow this movement together. Let's grow as traders together. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.